It's raining out here now, even as I film this video. It's raining out here. Y'all want to know who the biggest scammers on the planet? The so-called white man. Esau, the so-called white man, is the biggest scammer. That's the name of the video. Esau, the so-called white man, is the biggest scammer. That's right. They try to get you. You know how they had that so-called Social Security benefits and things that they be giving out to people and stuff like that. When you get on the line and you go to speaking to they say, okay, you're gonna be speaking with the next agent representative who's going to uh, let you know all what you qualify for and all this bullshit. You know what I'm saying? And you go to get off into it. Now, the way they trick you is the first question they ask you is, okay, do I have your permission? Is to go through these things and this and that and the third. And the first thing that I say, well, if you already know my information, you already know what I am and who I am. Why you need me to confirm this information if you already know who I am? You see what I'm saying? That's like trying to ask a trick question. And I'm gonna show y'all in the Bible how deceitful Esau is. Esau, that's the biblical name for the so-called white man. They are deceitful. When you look at the word in Esau in the Bible, and you're gonna see how cunning and tricky they is, you're gonna find out what nation of people, because they rule the world. And I still say that on TikTok, they banned me because I said that Christ was a so-called black man, and he wasn't no white European man. And they immediately they banned me while I was in the process of live. They did. You see what I'm saying? Ban you. Don't even want you to really say nothing. You know what I mean? And they talk about, oh, TikTok, you're making money, you're making this and that. I think they're guilty and they just trying to say, give us something, give us some, you know what I'm saying? Like, okay, we're going to give you so-and-so in the niggas this here, the shit y'all up to make y'all think we are good and all this kind of stuff. But no, I still sleep with one eye open and the other one. I sleep with one eye closed and the other one open, if you know what I mean by that. You can never trust and put your trust in the enemy. The Bible tells you never trust your enemy. Anytime somebody enslave you, how you going to trust a person like that? If somebody enslaved you and beat your backs in, how you going to trust that person and they steal all your resources, steal your identity? How you going to trust a thief? You wouldn't even trust a thief in your house. Do you know a thief is an enemy associated with a thief? And our people sitting up here trying to, I don't care what they give you. I don't care what they do for you. Don't you ever think 1 minute in your mind. Matter of fact, my grandfather, which is my mother's father, used to say all the time, I don't care how good they are, don't you never think they love you. No matter how sweet or so and so, they try to talk to you over these modern day phones, you can't trust that. And as soon as they know you himping on to them, they're gonna try to overtalk you, because they don't want you to really say what they want. They want you to just go with what they want. That's how you know it's a fucked up scam, and there's some bullshit to it. If they ain't allowing you to speak, when you catch them, it's like when you catch them in a scam line, you catch them in all kind of scams and lies and stuff like that. There, how you gonna put your damn trust in some shit like that? You see what I'm saying? Now, although I feel like Mr. Bunny Honey D, he is helping a lot of people. He do good by helping the scammers and stuff. But when it comes to our people, he bees Uncle Tom and stuff like that to an extent. You see what I'm saying? But at the same time, it don't justify you being Uncle Tom and selling out to the white race. You see what I'm saying? You still a sold out slave to this system, because the power that you have is white supremacist power. They gave the authority that you got is to take things from people, to lock people up and stuff. All of that still came from white supremacists, because you still got to use the white man's handcuffs is to put our people in. Like when you put their hands, tell them to put their hands behind their back and all of that, you still working for all of that is the power of the so-called white man. And if the so-called white man didn't allow it, guess what? If they will, they can wake up today and say, hey, we're not going to allow anybody to be handcuffed on this and that and the third and all of that. Guess what, Mr. Bunny Hunter did? You will be the first one that they go, you will humble yourself to him. Okay, I can't handcuff you anymore because the slave master said that you're not going to say it like that, but I'm going to say it like that. The slave masters don't want us to do that. So you got to follow the slave master. You got to follow the so-called white man, because whatever they say is going to go. I don't care if you're a sheriff deputy, a private, Mr. Bunny Hunter D, I think you say you're a private investigator. I don't want y'all accusing me of getting off the topic now, because all of this is going to tie in with this so-called scam shit for the so-called white man. So, I don't have his name in my title, so I just put this. So Esau, the so-called white man, is the biggest scammer, and that yes, they are, because they behind all. They control everything. They control the government. They can control the bank. They control all of that, everything. The food system, the trucks that drive. Who pays the truck driver? The so-called white man. All of that shit is connected to white supremacy. It's under their control. They know it, and they know that you ain't got no ups on them. So whatever they say, at any time, the so-called white man has the power to shut anything down any day of the week that he wants, because he controls the world. Tell me I just lied, white man. So-called white man, woman, and child. Tell me I just lied. Y'all forefathers has the power to shut any goddamn thing down in the U.S. Anywhere in the world, all over, because y'all control the world. Hold on. I had to check on my mother, make sure she was all right. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, but the so-called white man can control it all. If you go in the stores and steal, guess who stop you? It may be so-called black people that work in there and work in there. They working for them. But guess who's behind it to put you in the prison system? The so-called white man. Even if a so-called black man come and pick you up and arrest you and put you in cuffs and put you in the car, even if it's a black man doing. But guess who is over the so-called black police officer? The so-called white people is over all of that, and they can't do nothing. Whatever they say, it go. If they tell you to let you go, they can let you go. If they tell you don't come to court, you skip the court day. Hey, guess what? Whatever they words say, it flies. If you go out on the streets and you drive your goddamn car or whatever, you ain't got no driver's license, no insurance, Esau can say, that's all right, keep going. Guess what? That's the reason why you'll be out there. Now tell me I just lied. Whatever that so-called white man say, that slave master say, it can go. Now tell me I just lied. If they wanted to, they can turn around and come and they can arrest anybody they want to. Even if they ain't did nothing, they can do it. Why? Because our people is in their possession. And this so-called white man this devil know that I'm telling the truth. Now, they had this guy also named Mr. Sotomayor on YouTube, right? He said that if so-called white people were so bad and this and that and the third, you can say what you want to say, but guess what white people don't do? They don't come after you do it. They don't come and threaten to do this and do that and do that. Guess what? They're doing it in a different way. Look what they did Sonya Mass. They doing it in a different way, Mr. Sotomayor, which would be the house nigger. Mr. Sotomayor is a full-blooded house nigger. Yes. And a lot of other so-called black people are the house niggas. Yes. I know that word sounds like an insult, But I'm saying it because I don't like Uncle Toms, and I don't like coons, and I don't like sellouts. You cannot be around me. I had to unsubscribe from a young lady. I think it was like almost day before yesterday. I did. I had almost had to subscribe. I did because I agreed with her to a certain extent when she said there's no justice in the courtroom. She's right about that. And I said, oh, okay, I want to follow this person. After I wrote a comment in there and said, went to add on and saying, yes, the white man is the enemy, this and that and third. Then she went to saying, well, no matter how and what they do, we still have to love them. You still have to have the love of God in your heart. You got to be the example and this and that. Oh, okay. Now she done fucked up. Now she done said the wrong shit. I'm not subscribing to this. Hell no. Or whatever. Now tell me I just lied and about the so-called white man controlling the world. They control every goddamn thing. The resource, the money resources, the food resources, the water resources, every damn thing. They control that. I don't have no control over that. You don't have no control. You can look at the so-called white man that tell you, well, Social Security, so-and-so is going to be cut off. They're going to raise the cost of living and all that kind of stuff. Guess what? They can do what they want because they control everything. They forefathers, the white children today, they so-called forefathers, so-called white men, they control all of that. Their ancestors control everything. So the so-called white man is the biggest scammer on the planet. Let me go and show you that in the Bible. Esau, the so-called white man, is the biggest scammer. Let me prove that right quick. Oh, another word I got to mention too. Another word I'm gonna mention to y'all. Y'all ever heard this damn word power of attorney and all that kind of stuff? Power of attorney. Guess what? Guess where that word come from? The so-called white man, Esau. They control all of that. They those are words and terms that they made up. Power of attorney. Who do you think of when you think of power of attorney? Even if you do get power of attorney and all this bullshit that they talking about, and I know in some cases that maybe you need to or whatever, but guess who still control that? The white man, the so-called white man. They control all of that. Because you know the reason why they can relate to more of a power of attorney is because they are white supremacists and doing slavery. When they had our people in slavery during the time of the Germans and the French and Portuguese, all of these people took over the French quarters that took over every other nation, stole their language, raped, robbed, and murdered. Of course, they can relate to that. If you look in the modern day power of attorney, they are the wicked attorneys. They are the wicked power attorneys that's controlling the world. So that's how come they can say it. That's why they ask that question, and their children ask that question. Do you have power of attorney? Anybody over you? That way you can make your own decisions and stuff. That shit and all that power of attorney shit, all of that shit is associated with slavery. It is. Let's read this about Esau. How scamming Esau is. This is actually in the Bible. YouTube, don't take my video down. I'm telling you. Don't be putting no strike on my channel and all that shit. You see that? I'm letting you know they control it. They control all this shit. Don't be coming up here like somebody will look like Mr. Sotomayor. Now he'll look at that part in this video and he'll say, now, why is you asking? You're telling your slave master is to give you, don't take your channel down. But at the same time, in the same breath, you worship the white man. No, I didn't. Because they will try to take your stuff down. Sometimes you got to demand that the devil leave you alone through the Most High. We have a power of attorney, and that's God. God is the most ultimate power of attorney over everything. So the so-called white man don't have the power that he got. He ain't got none compared to the Most High. There is no power compared to the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. No power. So that's all. If you got that power of attorney, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, that power of attorney, you got everything you need. You don't need all this other shit that people are coming up with talking about you power of this and power of that. Although we do have to go to their stores, but I want to show y'all this scripture in the Bible. Genesis 25 and verse 20. Let's see here. Let's see here. I'm a And after that came his brother out, and his name's hand took hold of Esau's heel. His name was called Jacob, and Isaac was 60 years old. And the boy, okay, here we go. Genesis chapter 25 and verse 27. And the boys grew, and Esau, the boys grew, and that means something different. And Esau was a cunning hunter, a man of the field. He was a cunning hunter, a man of the field. When they not just the field in the woods and hunting and stuff, although that's the main one I want to harp on. Esau is a hunter. When he tried to pull our people all over for license, they try to con you, just like they say, do you have power of attorney over? They get into a point. They're trying to see how much they want you to control and how much they want you to have. They pretty much letting you know when they use that word, hey, at the end of the day, we still control everything. It's in our control because that's in our power. So guess what? You don't have no power of attorney except your slave master give you that. Verse 27. And the boys grew, and Esau was a cunning hunter, a man of the field, and Jacob was a plain man dwelling in tents. Plain men dwelling in tents mean they would be chilling in their house. They would be out there playing ball, basketball, and all that type of stuff, and things of that nature. Esau would be on the road trying to pull you over for unjust bullshit ass tickets and all that shit. You see what I'm saying? Charging you high rent, charging you high everything. Every time they turn around, that's one thing I can say that the so-called white man is good at, is sending you big ass bills. If it ain't nothing pertaining to help building you up financially and with the resources and stuff like that, then he ain't gonna send it to you. The moment if Esau ain't good at nothing else, he damn sure good at wickedness. Being wicked is damn hell. Shooting you down when they look at you, when you go in the stores and you take something out their stores and stuff like that and things of that nature. In their mind, they want blood. Their mentality is blood. Even if you call them out for something, an incident that happened into your neighborhood. Look at Sonya Mass' situation is a perfect example. All she did was said, I rebuke you in the name of Jesus. And guess what they did? They shot this woman. They set her up and told her it's to go turn the hot boiling water off first. That's what they told her. That's what the hell they told her. Now they tricked her until she was turning the water off and was taking the pot off the stove, and they tried to make it like she was coming at them with a hot pot of water or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And this and that, and then took and shot that woman. And she called out for protection. Just imagine, you can't even call you. We ain't got no protection. We're not safe around these. The only person who's protecting us is the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. That's it. Now I'm gonna go in there and get the scripture. I'm gonna show you what I'm gonna Google up the word conning. I'm gonna look it up. I'm a dictionary look it up to find out what conning means. I probably can use the Zenando Compact Bible Dictionary with that. Hold on. All right. Let's see if I can look up in the Zenando Compact Bible Dictionary. Look into the C's and stuff. I'll tell you what, I'm gonna look later. Let me look up 26, 25, 27. And the boys grew, and Esau was a cunning hunter, a man of the field. And Jacob was a plain man, dwelling in tents. We don't go around fucking, when they say Jacob is a plain man, dwelling in tents, we don't go around messing with nobody just for no damn reason. We don't do that. Esau, the white man, do that. Okay. Let's look this word up. What is the definition of Cunning? Cunning refers to being clever, sly, or whatever, especially in a way that involves trickery or deceit. That's right, trickery, tricking somebody to achieve a goal. It can also describe someone who is skilled or adapt at something, adapt at something, particularly when used in a way they is slow or crafty. Cunning, like a cunning person is someone who is skillful in deception. That means lie. They're a good liar. They're a good finesser. They are a good. They very good. The finessing. Let's break down the word finesse. Finesse is a word is used like if you know how old you is, right? You know without a shadow of a doubt how old you is. You've seen it with evidence. You saw the date of birth and everything. Cunning people have the ability is to be able to trick you out of, trick you into believing that your evidence that you saw is not real. They have the power is to persuade you is not to believe in them evidence. They have the power is to uh, allow you is to follow something or believe in something that you never heard of and get you from the evidence. You can show them the evidence, and somehow or another, they have a way of cunning and crafting in their mind of cunning. They are so good at it. They knows how to convince you is not to follow that, even though you've seen the evidence. They have the power to make you believe in something that's not true, even though you know it's not true. They have the ability somehow or another is to persuade you into following that. They just have a way of knowing how to noodle around with certain words, and they knows how to take, and that's how serious that thing is. They knows how to take and somehow way renew their words in somehow and make you follow that. Follow the opposite of what you know is true. They just have that way with them. They are that cunning, they are that slick. You see what I'm saying? They knows how to make you, even though, let's say you holding this, right? You held this in your hand. Then you put it down. They have the ability, and they are so good with their words, they have the ability is to make you believe you didn't hold that in your hand. They have the power and the ability is to make you believe that. They do. That's how good and crafty and cunning Esau is. That's why when they tell you now, do I have permission is to go through all this information and show you what you qualify for? Go see what they try to do. If you misunderstand them going in into what they trying to scam you on or whatever, they'll try to refer you back to, okay, remember you told me that you gave me the permission is to go through this stuff. You said that. So they'll try to use that is to try to as a weapon to try to trap you into tricking you is to keep going on into the information. That's how slick they try to be. Esau, the white man, they think they slicker than us, but they not. So that's all I want to read. But that's what the evidence of that. The cunning is deception. Cunning is You're a good liar. You knows how to finesse. And another way people can finesse you, another way they are very cunning, they try to, you watch a woman that tries to overtalk you. Watch that. Pay attention to that. Watch those people, and even a man too. Being, especially the white people, watch them how they, when you catch them in their lie, they try to overtalk you because they mad you done found out they can't really scam you like they really want to, because you know how you get them scam calls on your phone. Y'all know that. Y'all know they be calling all through the day trying to get your information. So what I'm gonna do, I gotta go in here and check on my mom, open the door and everything. I'm gonna get throwing out this food so I can get her some, get her right and stuff. You know what I'm saying? So the video is entitled Esau, the so-called white man, is the biggest scam. He is the biggest scam. Esau, the so-called white man, is the biggest scam. And that's true. Now I'm out.